Hi everyone. I finished this tile yesterday. I did most of it a few weeks ago and then I put it aside, and last night I just added the stem to finish it off, and of course the signature, which means it's done. And I got so many comments and people asking how I do these petals, the long slim petals, as well as the pink background, not to mention the center of the flower, that I promised I would put up a video and have it up by tomorrow. Now this is my second attempt at this video because the first one was all blurry, so hopefully we can get her done without any blurring. All right, so what I'm using is a 6-inch ceramic tile, and what I like about the ceramic tiles is that there's such a smooth finish that the ink flows very well and easily on these. You have to have a non-porous surface for the ink to slide across it. So the ceramic tiles are perfect, and this is mainly what I use. So before getting started with the alcohol inks, you have to clean the tile, and what you do is you use just clear isopropyl alcohol, also known as rubbing alcohol. I use 99%, it's the only one available in my town. I'm in a small community north, about 7 hours north of Edmonton. So I put the alcohol on it, and then just with a clean paper towel, I just spread that around and wipe it. If you have any fingerprints on your tile, that will all show up through the alcohol ink once it's dry. It's not very forgiving when it comes to marks and fingerprints and such. So just want to do a double check here and make sure that we are in focus. And we appear to be. All right, let's go on. Now, the background I did, all I had was a few drops, dog hair, a few drops of alcohol ink mixed in this little spray bottle. Train of thought, mixed in with the isopropyl alcohol, just as a thinner. I also have one that's teal color with the clear isopropyl alcohol. And all I do is spray a couple of sprays on the tile and just let it dry. I don't do anything else with it. We're seeing shadow of the cord. Darn it. I'm going to unplug it. Hopefully I will have enough power to get us through to the end of this. All right, this appears to be for the most part dry, and it just gives a little interest for background. Now, on to the fun part. This flower is brown. The center dot is brown. This is Teakwood by Ranger. I don't know where you can see this the best. And I just drop a few drops like that, let it spread a little on its own, and then we're going to want to dry it just to prevent it from going further, so I apologize for the noise. Oh, and we have a hair in it, darn it. And get that out right away. I don't know where it went. It's not usually a pet-friendly studio. There, I got it. And it doesn't matter about the scratches in the brown because that's just going to get all spread everywhere. Okay, finished with the hairdryer. Get that out of my way. And I'm using a master airbrush. I don't put anything in this little cup. I'm just blowing air. I don't want to blow any paint or alcohol ink. Darn, I got another hair. I stood over it and I probably have dog hair on my sweater. There we go. I think we're good now. So the flower will come out coming down this way. So a little drop here and there of the alcohol. I like to have some small petals coming down, like this one here. The smaller ones will eventually appear as though they come from the back of the flower. Come on, here we go. What I like about the airbrush, as opposed to a can of compressed air or a hairdryer, is that I'm able to just move my wrist slightly to get the curve that I like in my flowers. And of course the turntable really helps. So that last one that I put down came out quite a lot wider, and that's fine too, because the petals facing you, closest to you, will appear bigger. I think I'll try to make this closer. There we go. Sorry about that. If you get motion sickness, you can write to me and let me know. So I just keep doing this random. I don't have any real plan in mind other than that it's going to be a droopy flower as opposed to a rose or a carnation type flower. I'm also letting the ink do what it wants for the most part. I've got some control with my air gun, but for the most part the ink is just doing what it wants. All right, it's looking good. I think we can have another one on the side here. Usually when I do my flowers, I do the center and then going outwards, and I don't decide which is the top or the bottom, but in this flower I'm pretty much committed. One thing I want to say, with the COVID-19 right in full swing, if you need a gift for someone, please buy from a local artist. We are starving right now because all of the markets, trade shows where we would normally sell the majority of our artwork, all of those have been canceled and probably won't happen at all in the summer. There might be a few outdoor markets, but even that isn't likely. So keep us in mind, because we're the ones that get hit up all the time for product to donate for different auctions or fundraisers. And it would be really nice to sell some art in these times. And of course, we're all going to have tons of it by the time we're able to start going out, because that's what... at least I am. That's what I'm doing during the day when I'm stuck at home. I didn't like that one. It was too straight. Try to go over it. Oh, that worked. All right, now we need a little balance. All right, I don't like this tail. I wish that it had stopped right here. So what I do is I take a cotton swab, I add some plain rubbing alcohol to it, and I'm able to basically erase what is there. And again, there we go. It was never there. So I think that's about it for the petals. Maybe a little in the center here. Yeah, that's good. So now for the middle, there are a few different ways to do it. I like to use my gel pen. It's just a plain old gel pen. You can get them anywhere. This one I got on Amazon, but you can get them anywhere. If I'm working with a white center, then I use a black Sharpie. Sharpies are alcohol-based, so they work beautifully on here. And if you want to spread them, you can with isopropyl alcohol. The other thing I use are these art markers. I've got a kit of Ohuhu, and I got a kit of about 50 markers for very little money. I got them on YouTube, but it got the two different ends. So these also work beautifully with the alcohol, the rubbing alcohol, because they also are alcohol based. When you're buying them, you have to really watch for what the base of them are. There's some are acrylic based, and of course for this medium we want alcohol based. That way we can make it flow, do what we want with it. This is what I'll use to put in the stem. Now, for the center, I'm going to try to do this so that you can see it. There. So, as boring as this must be to watch, this finishes the flowers and makes them look real. Very much three-dimensional. And you want it totally random. You don't want them in a nice, neat row because that just won't look natural. You have to decide where you want your light source. Mine, I like coming in, probably will come in this way on this flower, just because of the shape that it is already. And the turntable is very handy for this type of thing because I don't really have to move my hand at all. I just rotate. This is really fun when the music is going because you just tap to the beat of the music. It's wonderful. Because it does get monotonous. You kind of zone out while you're doing this though. You can already see a bit of what it's going to look like when it's done. It doesn't take long to start taking shape, and then you just run with it. Let me know what types of events you're missing with the COVID outbreak. We were supposed to see Thorogood tonight, so we're kind of bummed out about missing that. He was supposed to be playing in Grand Prairie, Alberta, and we are a couple hours north of that yet, but we were really looking forward to going down there, taking in dinner and a concert, and then spending the night there because it's too far to drive at night to get home. So it becomes like a real getaway if we go down there for a concert. And it was a wonderful Christmas gift that we got from my stepdaughter. And boy, we were looking forward to that. Anyway, other than we don't go out much usually, but I really miss seeing all the fellow vendors at the farmers markets and trade shows. You get to know them over the years. You build friendships. And some of them you see only when you're there. So, all right, well now I've got most of it set up. I could leave it this way, but I won't. Then I go in and I add some little lines. It gives it depth. Also, while I think of it, please hit subscribe. And if you click on the little bell and select all, then you'll get notified when I add another video. Hopefully you'll want to spend more time on my videos. That would be wonderful, because I've only just started out. And you can probably tell from the quality that I don't know what I'm doing yet. All right. So with every little line, it's taking shape. Sometimes you just stop and stand up or take a look at it at a different angle, and you can see that it's taking shape. And it didn't matter that this wasn't a perfect rounded line, because no flower is absolutely perfect unless it's in a drawing. But in nature, nothing is exactly straight. All right. Now, the other thing that I do is I will take Snowcap Mixative and, sorry, it's really got to be well shaken, well shaken. Now, I always save little cups, and when I go to farmers markets, I always end up buying myself a pastry or 2 or 3, and I keep all these little containers just for this purpose. Now, I have a toothpick. We all have toothpicks. Got to keep this stuff simple and affordable. And I just do the same thing, but the Snowcap seems to come in a better white, nice clean white. It will grab on to the color that it's covering, so in this case the brown will come through and it'll not look perfectly white. You can see here already that it's looking a little bit tan, and you just keep tapping. And you really can't put too many drops. I don't put much of the white in my little cup at a time because it evaporates so fast that this way I just keep adding to it. Stuff gets expensive. You don't want to waste it if you don't have to. Let me know in the comments where you're from. I'm always curious. And also, if there's anything you'd like to see or learn about, I've got quite a variety of different styles of alcohol ink, and if you tell me there's a specific thing you're interested in, then I can focus on that on my next videos. So because the light source is coming in from here, I'm going to want it more white in this area. Although I still want some below, I'm just not going to make them as white. And add a bit more. There's nothing really quick about doing this part of it. And if you get fed up and say, yeah, good enough. It shows. When you look at it the next day or the day after, you're going to say, well, why did I stop there? I wasn't done. It's starting to take shape now. I think the thing I'm finding the worst about this self-isolation is not being able to go back to my hometown and see my daughter and my 2 grandsons. I normally would go 3 times a year, and I haven't been since last August, early August. So I'm really anxious to see them again. All right, just a few more dots in here, and I'm calling it done. There we have it. Done. The only thing missing is my signature. There, voila. Done. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And yeah, feel free to communicate. I love reading comments, and I will answer any questions as soon as you post them. So take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.